So, good morning, guys. I hope all of you are well. So, we have already told in the lecture number first that we will study network theory and its all the contents. Okay, so it's a second lecture of the network theory where we will discuss the basic elements of the network theory like RLC. We will discuss about active and passive elements. We will discuss about dependent voltage, dependent and independent sources. There are various kind of dependent and independent sources, and they are like their symbols also. What does it mean by power? Whenever there is a negative power or whenever there is a positive power, what does it mean actually? Okay, so let's start with the introduction of first resistance. It's a resistance, and it is shown. It's a unit. The unit of resistance is shown as ohm. Okay, and its symbol is shown as like this. Whenever you have applied any voltage source across the resistance terminal, then current is flowing through it, and the value of this current is always given by V by R. Now, what happens if I connect resistance in the series, and what happens if I connect resistance in the parallel? Let me divide both the cases. When the resistance are connected in the series, I am writing here. When the resistance are connected in the parallel, I am writing here. How to recognize it's a parallel connection? When the first end of the resistors is common, like this, and another end is common, like this. Here the total value, let me again write down the values of it. Here the total value will be given by R1 plus R2. Here the total value will be given by R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Okay, so this is the basic introduction of the resistance. Okay, whenever there is a current flowing through the resistance, okay, how to calculate the power? I square R, or it can also it can also be written as V square by R, and the unit of this power is always in watt. So these are the basic elements about the resistance. Okay, now we will deal with the inductance. Okay, this is L. It is represented as like this. If current I is flowing through the inductor and voltage V is applied across the inductor, then what is the expression of V? V is equal to L di by dt. When there is no change in the current simultaneously, then the voltage induced across the terminals of the conductor is always equal to 0. That means whenever you give DC supply, for DC supply, di by dt term always equivalent to 0. That implies V is always equal to 0. That means it's a short circuit. And this is the only primary reason that we cannot apply DC input, DC supply at the primary of the transformer. whenever you give DC supply to the primary of the terminal, then voltage will be equivalent to 0. That means winding windings may get burnt. This is the reason that we cannot apply DC to the primary input of the transformer. Now we will discuss about C. The relation between voltage and the current for capacitor is always be written like as I is equal to C dV upon dt. That means 1 upon C integration of I dt. This is the expression for voltage. Okay, that means the voltage across the capacitor must be simultaneously changed. Okay, now we will discuss about active and passive elements. Active elements are those elements who delivers energy. Okay, now you may be little bit confused. If inductor can store the energy in the form of magnetic field, if capacitor can store the energy in the form of electric field, they also produce the energy, they also deliver energy. Then why they are not active elements? Now you have to understand. The active elements are those elements which can deliver the energy for infinite period, because the inductor and the capacitor can deliver the energy for just finite period until they have their residual magnetism, or until they have the residual electrotism. Okay, so they can provide the energy for finite period only. After that they cannot deliver the energy. That's why they are not the active element. Active elements are those elements who delivers energy for infinite time. That's why they are known as the active elements. Like this is the voltage source, this is the current source. They are active element. Now we will discuss about passive element. Passive elements are those elements which do not deliver the energy for infinite period. Even they absorb the energy. Like passive elements are those elements who absorbs the energy, like RLC. Okay, so this is the difference between active and the passive element. We will discuss now. We will discuss about dependent and independent voltage source. Dependent and independent sources. Dependent sources are those sources whose values are who's dependent. I'm just talking about dependent source. Dependent sources are those sources whose values are always dependent on any other quantity in the circuit given. Okay, and independent sources whose values are not depending upon any of the value, they are independent. Like if I talk about if I talk about independent sources, if I talk about independent sources, this is voltage independent source, this is current independent source. Now if I can draw the dependent sources, dependent sources may be classified like voltage dependent voltage source, voltage dependent current source, current dependent voltage source, current dependent current source. First I have to classify these dependent sources like, first, voltage dependent voltage source, voltage dependent current source, current dependent voltage source, current dependent current source. My friends, you have to understand that this is voltage dependent voltage source, this is voltage dependent current source, this is current dependent voltage source, and this is current dependent current source. Voltage dependent voltage source are those voltage source whose value are those voltage source whose values are dependent on any other voltage source. Like it can be represented as in the circuit. Whenever you see this symbol, whenever you see this symbol that I am going to draw here, whenever you will see this symbol, that means this will be the category of voltage dependent voltage source. This is first plus minus, that means this is a voltage source, that means this is the voltage source. Now its values are depending on this Vi, that means it is a voltage dependent. That's why it's a voltage dependent voltage source. Now how will to recognize whether the source is voltage dependent current source? First, the last term Cs, that means it should be shown like this. Okay, and the values are dependent like this. So if I can draw, this is a voltage dependent voltage source. If I can uh, represent voltage dependent current source, here I can show this. You have to understand that it is showing like this, the arrow direction, that means it's a current source, and the value of this source is depending on the voltage, that means that's why it is a voltage dependent. So you can see this is a voltage dependent current source. Now what happens, how can I represent the current dependent voltage source? This is the category of first, this is the category of second. How can I recognize the current dependent voltage source? This is current dependent voltage source. Why? Because it is showing like this plus minus, that means it's a voltage source. Now its values are depending on current. This II, what is this II actually? This is the II, this is the current that may be present in somewhere in the circuit as shown in the question. Okay, so its values are depending upon the current. That's why this is a current dependent voltage source. Now how to write down the expression for CDCS? That means current dependent current source. Current dependent current source. This is the current dependent current source. Arrow direction shows it's a current source, and the value is depending upon the current. That's why it's the current dependent current source. So now you are able to, I think, according to the concepts that I have delivered here, now you can recognize, now you can understand how to recognize current dependent current source, current dependent voltage source, voltage dependent voltage source, voltage dependent voltage dependent current source. Okay, these four categories you can understand easily. Now I will discuss what is power actually. Power. Whenever there is an element and voltage is applied across the element, okay, and it has some impedance, okay, then definitely current is will be flowed through that element, and the product of the current and voltage is what is just a P. That means power. So that means power is the product of voltage and I. Power is the product of voltage and I. Now, like just have a look across the resistance. This is the element Z. Voltage V is applied across it. Current is flowing as I ampere. So what will be the power? Power will be VI, and the unit of power is always watt. Watt. When any element is absorbing power, then power will be positive. When any element is absorbing negative power, that means the current is actually outward from that element. The element is delivering current, the element is delivering energy, the element is delivering power. That means it's a passive element, it's an active element, sorry. Positive, negative. Active element, passive element. Okay, so this was the basic introduction of the lecture number 2, RLC, active passive elements, dependent independent sources, and power. Now let me again give you brief discussion on whatever we have discussed right now. So in the lecture number 2 we have discussed the basic introduction of the resistance, inductance, capacitance, what is actually R, L, C parameters, okay, what is the voltage and current relation between the what is the relation between voltage and current in the case of R, L, C, okay, what are the active elements, what are the passive elements, okay, what are the dependent and independent sources, and there are four actually divisions are there among dependent and independent sources, like voltage dependent voltage source, voltage dependent current source, current dependent voltage source, and current dependent current source. How to recognize we have already studied in this lecture. In the last we have studied about the power. If any circuit is absorbing the power, that means the power will be positive, okay, because the current entering across that entering into that element, okay, from positive terminal and it is going to the negative terminal, that means the P will be always positive. That means the element is the passive element. If the element is delivering the power, that means the element will be active element, and the power absorbed by that element will be negative, or power given by that element will be positive. You have to understand, whenever any element is giving the power, that means the absorbing power will be negative, and if the absorbing power will be positive, that means the power given by the element is always negative. That means that element is always passive element. Okay, so in the third lecture we will discuss. In the third lecture, let me give you a brief idea, okay, what kind of things we are going to discuss in lecture number 3. Okay, here I am not discussing this lecture number 3, but I am giving a brief idea that what things are going to be taking place in the discussion, okay, in lecture number 3. In the lecture number 3 we will discuss basic laws, okay, basic laws in which it can include KCL, KVL, Ohm's law. KCL, KVL and Ohm's law, and numericals. We will deal with the numericals based on KCL, KVL, Ohm's law and numericals. Okay. we will teach all the numericals. Okay, so thank you so much. I hope you will memorize all the elements. Okay, if you have any doubt, like you have any doubt, then you can call, you can message me on my WhatsApp number. Okay, and you can also you can also mail me on it's negoankit21@gmail.com. Okay, and you can find out EasyTech Education on the Telegram also. We are available there. Okay, so just wait for lecture number 3. We will come up with all the laws and numericals. Thank you so much.